Yeah, you got to watch your pennies. Hey, Kevin Miller in the morning here from Miller's Mission. Once again, so blessed to be with you at the Walmart. Garrity and Franklin in beautiful Nampa. What a perfect day to launch Miller's Mission. Why? It's cold. It's wet outside. As we get ready for the end of school, as we get ready for going on summer vacation, maybe you're staying home, maybe you're going to the beach. Well, a day like this makes you appreciate what we have, and that's why we're here. If you haven't been to the Treasure Valley and this is your first spring here, we have some great weather, incredible amount of people, and yes, we're going to have traffic. It's going to be wet. It's going to be crazy today, but we urge you to stop by the Nampa Walmart. We'll be here broadcasting live from today until Saturday night at 6 o'clock. I'll be living here at the Walmart collecting pennies, and pennies are great for kids and young adults and not so young adults, but if you have pennies, dimes, dollars, nickels, whatever. We really appreciate your donations to the Boise Rescue Mission. For more information, you can go to boiserm.org or KIDOtalkradio.com when we're looking at Miller's Mission here. And certainly we look forward to hearing the great stories of local people that needed a hand up, not a hand out, and they make a difference. I get kind of emotional here as we begin this. I want to thank Camping World. I want to thank Team Mazda Subaru, and I want to thank our friends at the Boise Rescue Mission. In this age of digital this and a zip-zap that and people saying and not showing, it's your donations, it's our sponsors, our partners that allow us to be here. And we so understand the privilege of being here in the wet, in the cold, raising awareness. And before we get to our friend Jacob, today's Kevin Miller cash code word is ATM. That's ATM. Your chance to win up to $5,000 on KIDO Talk Radio. Simply go to our website. The more words you get, the greater your chances are of winning the big money. And personally, I would like someone from our audience to win because I keep hearing about, hey, we got somebody in Poughkeepsie winning. Poughkeepsie may be a nice place, but we're more about the Treasure Valley. Remember, listen at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., and at 3 o'clock during the Great American Show, Sean Hannity, for your chance to win up to $5,000. And if you win, we sure would appreciate you making a donation to the Boise Rescue Mission. Our great friend Jacob is with us, and many years ago, I had a chance to stay at the Boise Rescue Mission for a week. That was really the first Miller's Mission. And I remember Jacob, he was in there, he was working security, but really more as a listener to the men, women, and folks not only living at the River of Life, but also the working folks that came in for a good hot meal. And boy, a good hot meal sounds good right about now, Jacob.
It does. Weather's perfect for it.
Indeed it is. So for people that are not familiar with the Boise Rescue Mission, no government funds, all donations, grassroots. What led you to the mission, sir?
I've wanted to work for the mission for a while. I worked for the Department of Corrections, and an opportunity opened up for me to come to the mission. So I jumped on it. I love what they stand for. I love what they do, and now I get to be part of it. So every single day I get to help men, women, and children restore faith, hope, and family.
And you've seen both sides of the spectrum. By the way, big round of applause. Security guard Mike, you want to say anything? Just scream.
Oh, I just wanted to say this is a great thing. Pennies Brigades, get out there.
Penny Patrol, Penny from Heaven,
Penny
yeah.
Patrol, Pennies from Heaven.
Security.
Just get the pennies down here to the Walmart at Garrity and Franklin. Get down here.
Before he goes to work, we're going to get Security Guard Mike on. He was here very early this morning. But, you go from the Department of Corrections to the Boise Rescue Mission, both ends of the spectrum.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen, I actually see people that I knew when I worked at the prison, and seeing them come in and they recognize me, and some of them get wide-eyed and say, this is Lang. So, I'm here with the purpose of helping people, and that's what we do. That's what the Rescue Mission has done for over 60 years. And
60 years of commitment, and you've seen it grow, and you're there when folks come in, and you're there when they leave.
Yeah, that's the exciting part is seeing people once they transition. They come in hurting, broken, lost, whatever it is, whatever their needs are, we're able to meet them, because everything we do is individually based, and we want to help the people succeed. And so, for them to transition out into their own housing and not see them again because they're doing well, and that's the exciting part. We're seeing that every day.
Indeed. Now, Jacob, let's talk a little bit about the summer because we're asking folks to bring their pennies. Look, a week from Tuesday, we're going to be at CapEd Credit Union for the penny plunge. We want to be obnoxious. We want to be crazy. We want to have the most pennies. You know, people go, what's a penny can do? A penny can make a big difference. But when we're looking at the summer, not top of mind, the rescue mission. Can you share with us what needs to be funded, what difference people can make?
You know, we have men, women, and children. We have people in our recovery program that benefit from our community giving. You know, pennies. You think it's not a lot, but when you add them up, and that's the Treasure Valley just continuing to give and bringing their pennies. You know, everyone's got pennies. You know, everyone's got pennies somewhere. You got pennies in your drawer. You know, wherever. But if we just get together and bring them in, and we can see people's lives restored. Our veterans that are in our veterans program, our guest services, the men, women, and children that are staying with us every single night will benefit from this.
Indeed. Anything else you'd like to share, Jacob?
I just want to thank the Treasure Valley. You know, really one of the greatest giving communities around, and you guys, you do it every year, and it amazes me. And I want to say thank you, Kevin, for doing this yet again. You know, we've been doing it a while, and you know, to see it, 8 years later, here we are again, and just thank you.
No, thank you, brother. You do it day in and day out. God bless, Jacob. Thank you.
You.
Kevin Miller in the morning here at KIDO Talk Radio. I do want to thank our friend Larry Gebert. He is out in the wet with us. By the way, a top story at 580-5436. 580-KIDO. We have one GOP lawmaker calling for the impeachment of President Trump. Let's take a listen now on KIDO Talk Radio.
Already at odds with the president over that emergency declaration which he tried to block, Michigan Congressman Justin Amash, a member of the Conservative Freedom Caucus, now the first Republican to state publicly that President Trump has engaged in specific actions and a level of behavior that meet the threshold for impeachment. In a series of tweets, Amash says the Mueller report cites multiple examples of the president obstructing justice that would have got indicted were he not the president. Amash also alleges Attorney General Barr deliberately misrepresented the Mueller report, which he claims few members of Congress have actually read. Partisanship eroding our system with checks and balances. Amash may run for president as a libertarian. Jay Metzler, Fox News.
There we have it. So we have one GOP guy that has said that he's going to go after President Trump. Joining us now, one of the great supporters of President Trump, with just wearing a polo shirt this morning, is the wonderful champion of conservatism, security guard Mike. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Kevin Miller, Miller's Mission, Walmart, Garrity and Franklin, collecting pennies, doing awesome things, doing wonderful things. We got the greatest president in the whole world right here, Donald Trump. He's running the country great. We're getting the wall. We're getting regulations deregulated. We're getting lower taxes. Everything's going great with Donald Trump, and I love it.
And they're trying to get him. They're trying to get him.
Why are they trying to get Donald Trump? What's he doing wrong? He's only helping
They don't love
me,
America.
and everybody. And he's going to help the people right here in the Treasure Valley by lowering their taxes. You got more money to spend. You got more people are getting jobs that way. It's a beautiful thing. Regulations coming down. Corporations can hire more people. They pay more money. Things are going great with Donald Trump, and it's only going to get better and better. And hopefully we'll get 6 more years. 6 more years. That's what we want. 6 more years of doing great, moving forward. And then after that, we're going to vote for Kevin Miller after that because we got to keep this party going because he's a conservative guy.
Well, how you can vote for Kevin Miller is helping our friends here at the Boise Rescue Mission. And security guard Mike on KIDO Talk Radio, you have a big heart. You're around the Treasure Valley all the time. When we're talking about a return on investment for your charitable giving, nothing beats the Boise Rescue Mission.
Oh, the Boise Rescue Mission is fantastic. They don't take any government funds. They're just straight up. Your donations is what helps. All the pennies add up. Pennies add up to dollars, and dollars add up to a lot of help for a lot of people. I work with the veterans a lot at my job, And I tell you, I hear a lot of good things from my fellow veterans. Being a retired military guy, they give a lot of help to the veterans. They help them get their feet back underneath them. Because sometimes we take the wrong choice and make a bad decision, and our feet fall out from underneath us. Just like Donald Trump, he lost $1 billion, but he never quit. He just keeps on going. Everyone just got to keep on moving forward, one step at a time. Bring your pennies down here and help people get in that right direction. Take that one step forward and bring your pennies and help people get stepping right.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. But here you have these people that want to derail Donald Trump. They want to derail our president. And it's crazy what's going on in the world today, right?
It's absolutely insane that people want to get rid of a guy who's doing nothing but good. He's helping every aspect, all diversities of people. He is a conservative. True conservative does not judge you. They just help you. They want to help everybody. He's helping the black community. He's helping the Asian community. He's helping every community by lowering your taxes, getting jobs back.
Sure.
Once people get their jobs, they don't have time to be goofing around and doing things that are not right. You got something to focus on.
Security guard Mike, thank you. Let's go to R&R, who joins us now, and you have a great day. Thank you for your service,
Kevin
by the way.
Miller in the house.
Good morning, R&R.
This gives me so much happiness and hope. He was talking like the WWF. Can I go with forget Hulkamania. We got Miller Mania. And, hey, here's the deal. When people are out there right now, because I know where the fish are and I know where they aren't, in this kind of rain coming from the Columbia River, forget even wasting your time, because if you're out in this rain, you need to have nothing but wool and maybe some down and some Gore-Tex. And even then, you got to have a nylon over the top of you, like a slicker. So working on the railroad in the Columbia, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal. To get warm where you're at, a nickel, a dime, a penny gets burned up real quick in propane fuels. So I'm pledging anything that the suit, right? I love him too.
Well, we love you. What do you make of this when you have people trying to get rid of the president? Here you have Adam Schiff, who is saying he wants to impeach. Let's take a listen.
Can an impeachment even be potentially successful in the Senate? We see no signs of that yet.
Okay, that might be a little low. Let's try it again on this one.
I respect what Justin Amash is doing and has said. He showed more courage than any other Republican in the House or Senate.
All right, your thoughts, R&R.
Well, I got to serve my country for Vietnam in 1969 in Washington, D.C., and I'll tell you what I think, if you're going to ask me. I think that Donald Trump is a godsend. He's a philanderer, but he has built a lot of things, and he will build this country.
Sometimes a philanderer does good things.
That's right. And so, here's a turncoat for you within the sound of my voice. Romney comes from good human beings, but he's anything but a Republican. He's a Republican. And thank God he didn't even get close to being elected. Since you asked me, I'll tell you what.
What's that?
I'll believe President Trump and his son will be in Idaho, and they will save this nation again for another 4 years. It ain't done. And here's my last word on the subject. Anglo, A-N-G-L-O. I'm a Scot. I ain't white. I haven't been able to be white my entire life. I've never connected the freckles in my skin ever to one color. So never call. White is a color. In Spanish, it's blanco. And negra is the sound for black. Okay? I ain't black. I ain't white. White is probably the most racist word in the whole dictionary.
Right. R&R, God bless. Thank you for the call. Phone number's here, 580-5436, 580-KIDO.
Can an impeachment even be potentially successful in the Senate? We see no signs of that yet.
Getting your thoughts on one Republican who has decided he wants to impeach the president. In addition to that, at 580-5436, 580-KIDO. We are here at the Walmart in beautiful Nampa, Idaho. collecting your pennies to make a difference in the lives of so many people in the Boise Rescue Mission. We're going to hear from more of our friends with the mission. We're going to have some vignettes, but we'd love for you to join us. Why don't you make a difference either today or till Saturday at 6? Miller's Mission, brought to you by Team Mazda Subaru, Camping World, the Boise Rescue Mission, and your generous Treasure Valley donations. You're listening to Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. All right, Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio. Joining us now from the Boise Rescue Mission is is Paul. Paul, thank you for joining us. A little audio difficulties. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
What has led you to the mission?
I've spent a lot of time in prison the last 7 years, and I decided to I need a new life, new change, new opportunity.
Speak into the microphone.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I spent the last 7 years in prison, decided that I need a new life, and I put an application for the Boise Rescue Mission and decided to, build a new foundation and start a new life.
You make it sound very easy.
They make it easy, actually. They welcome everybody with open arms. They don't turn anybody away.
Okay. Let's talk to Kelsey here. Kelsey joining us now here from the Boise Rescue Mission. You know, Paul makes it sound easy, and he says it is easy, but this is where the funding comes in. This is where the donations come in that we're asking folks to take a part.
Yeah, it does. It takes all of us here in the community, Kevin, to give a penny, give a dollar, be a part of it. It costs tens of thousands of dollars to put someone through the New Life program. And, they truly do have a new life. They turn around. They become donors. It's the awesome cycle here in the community that we see every year.
So, Paul, when you first came into the mission, what were you like and how have you changed?
When I first came into the mission, I was a broken person. I just knew that I needed something different, and I wanted to change my life. And when I walked in the doors, I felt like I belonged somewhere for the first time in my life.
Now, what are your plans now?
I have two goals in mind. I either want to continue working with dogs, training them for service animals, like for vets and post-traumatic stress, or I want to work in the mission, giving back to the community.
Anything else you'd like to share with us? I know it's a little wet this morning. We appreciate you joining us.
I just would like to encourage everybody to come down and donate. Everything helps. The smiles and the joy you put on people's face with just the littlest donation is going to matter a lot.
Well, and that makes a difference. That's such a great point when we're talking about the summer. When you're on the streets, today is not a good day. Today is not a good day for people driving to work. Today's not a good day at all. And, it's not top of mind. We get in our cars, we get in our homes. But if you don't have that, this is where the Boise Rescue Mission really makes a difference, right?
Yes, I agree. I just like people to realize that without the mission in the picture, Boise wouldn't be the same. I mean, they take a weight off the community. They help so many people. Just imagine what the streets would look like without them. If they didn't have the mission taking care of families, kids, women, men. They give so many opportunities to so many people, and all they do is care and give back.
Great job, Paul. You did a great job on the radio today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. Kelsey, let's talk a little bit about the summer. It's not really top of mind right now because it's wet outside, but the kids program, which is what the Penny Patrol is helping to fund, really, is focused in and not only helping veterans or others, but helping the kids. What do they do in the summer?
Well, we've already got about 100 kiddos signed up for our summer program. Now, these folks are kids that would be either in our shelter or have been before. They'd be latchkey kids. They'd have nothing to do during the summer, no one to keep them safe. We're giving them all 3 meals. They're doing swimming lessons. They're doing camp. They're doing school 3 times a week. They're doing tutoring. They're having a reading program. It's fantastic. It's truly breaking the cycle.
Right, but, let's, for you that get to work with these kids, such a labor of love for you. And can you share with us here on KIDO Talk Radio the difference you see in the kids that, they start the summer and at the end of the summer, after having a summer of fun and education and really improving themselves? What's that like?
Well, it looks like the teacher's telling us your kids are more prepared than anybody. You know, they have goals in mind. They've been visiting colleges all summer. I went to a graduation yesterday for 2 of the kids who are in our summer program. Now are graduating high school. You know, nobody in their family graduated high school or gone to college. There they were walking the line, and we got to see that. And it's just fantastic, the things that the community are doing to truly break the cycle. Both of them are going on to college, already enrolled. It's just fabulous.
What would you like to say to people that are listening right now?
We need your prayers. We need your support. We know you're going to show up as you always do out here at the Garrity Walmart. It's nice and wet, but we'd love to give you a nice hug and tell you thank you and meet you this morning.
Well, we sure appreciate that. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Paul. Phone numbers here, 580-5436, 580-KIDO. As Kelsey and Paul have said, we are broadcasting live from the Garrity Walmart here in Nampa, Idaho. Stop by anytime. We're going to be here collecting pennies. We really haven't gotten a lot of pennies this morning. Do want to thank our friends at Trina's Cleaning Service for donating. We do want to thank so many others who have come by and who have donated to the Penny Patrol. Our friend Jerry is going to join us. If you'd like to come by on the air, there's nothing like the sound of pennies being collected. And the reason why we picked pennies was if you go to a bank today, there aren't a lot of pennies. And people say, well, you know, what good is a penny? But for those of us that grew up in a generation of cash, you know, it's your grandmother, your mom, you pick up a penny, you have good luck. And whether it's hundreds or thousands or millions of pennies, collectively, you look at the power of that. And those pennies do make a difference. You know, when I was talking to our friends, the intelligentsia, that's what we call them at the broadcast center. They go, Kevin Miller, pennies are not a good idea. And I thought to myself, pennies are perfect. And as I shared with you, I went to some select banks that don't even stock pennies anymore. And they looked at me like I was crazy. Well, being involved with the Boise Rescue Mission for so many years with our twice-yearly campaigns, some of that crazy, some of the message of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, comes off on us and really resonates. You know, how many times have we been told in our lives that we're not up to snuff? How many times have we been told that you can't do something? And for adults, that's one thing. But the kids are our future, and that's where you come in, making a difference. Online anytime, BoiseRM.org or KIDOTalkRadio.com for more information. Like I said, we're going to be here thanks to Camping World, thanks to our friends at Team Mazda Subaru, Aaron and Rob, our friends at the Boise Rescue Mission, for making this happen. So we've got a few things going on here on the presidential front. You've got somebody calling for the president to be impeached. Imagine that. Let's take a listen from Pete Buttigieg. He was in a town hall last night in New Hampshire, but a Republican now. A no-name Republican is calling for this, but let's share that. We'll take your calls at 580-5436, 580-KIDO.
I believe that the right of a woman to make her own decisions about her reproductive health and about her body is a national right. I believe it's an American freedom. Appointing justices and judges who recognize that that is part of American freedom. Another is to make sure that we're not starving America of resources. All
right, that's way too loud. We'll just continue on here at 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Kevin Miller in the morning here, taking your calls. Why don't we pod that down as well? It's a little chaotic out here, and that's okay. That's what it's supposed to be. It's a little chaotic. It's a little wet. So when you're coming in, when you're driving in, think about us here in Nampa. And look, we love being in Nampa. It's so funny when we talk to people, they go, oh, thanks for doing this in Nampa. We love Nampa. We love the Treasure Valley. Coming up, though, you've got other things going on. You've got the president threatening an official end of the Iranian regime if they want to fight. Now, the Iranians are sitting there saying, we're going to take you on, Mr. President. And this has been bubbling over for quite some time. I was watching some of the Sunday shows, and they said, look, Kevin Miller. Well, no, they weren't, but it's almost like they're talking to me. They're saying this is going to be worse than Iraq. Well, the Iranians have been bad actors in the region for quite some time. So if you missed it over the weekend, maybe you were camping. By the way, speaking of which, thanks to everyone who came out to Idaho's largest garage sale. What a great time. You had that guy from the storage place going, yep. But I was so blessed to have so many of you come up to me and say, hey, man, thanks for listening. Hey, man, thanks for making a difference. So President Trump firing on social media at the Iranian regime over the weekend, vowing that war between Washington and Tehran would result in the official end of the Iranian regime. Never threaten the United States. And that's a message of the president. Never threaten the United States. 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Going back to the situation involving the Iranians and the United States. I'd love to hear from you next. I'd love for you to challenge some folks with Miller's Mission, the Penny Patrol, rolling right along. Kevin Miller on your home for Hannity, KIDO Talk Radio. All right, thank you very much. Let's continue on. Louis, you're joining us now from the Boise Rescue Mission. And Kelsey, why don't you share with us Louis' story?
Well, Louis shared with me just what the Lord has done in his life, and it was super powerful. He showed up over here just on a whim, ended up in Boise, and God has completely transformed his life. So I can let him tell you a little bit more about it.
Well, my name is Louis, and I came from California, and I came out here, and I got stranded out in Parma. I was in a
Wait a minute, you went to California. You're from California. You got stranded in Parma. How'd that happen, sir?
I came out here and to help somebody out, and things didn't go right. So I was in a house where it burnt down, and it just he never came and got me after. So I got stranded out there, and I didn't have nowhere to go. So I prayed to the Lord all night and asked him, please help me find a way out here. And so I walked outside one day, and I seen a mail lady go by, and she asked me to. I asked her where can I find a shelter at, and she goes, well, around the corner is a senior center. So I went to a senior center, sir, and I asked her if I could find a homeless shelter, and she goes, well, you can eat because I haven't eaten so long, and so they gave me a ride out to Napa, and then when they dropped me off at the apartments, and I still didn't know where I was going. So I asked around, and I was out. So they told me to go towards the mission right there in the lighthouse, and so I started walking, and I got there, and I was distraught, didn't know what to do. I didn't know how I was going to get back to California. I asked one of the brothers in there to pray for me because they had a chapel, and he prayed for me, but he didn't pray for me to go back to California. He prayed for me to see where God was going to take me. So when I was there, it was hard because I lost my wife last year, April 28th. I lost my mom 3 months later. I lost my uncle, and I lost my grandfather the day before Thanksgiving. So I really don't have anybody in California. Plus, I've been on drugs all my life, so I really need to find the Lord. So that day I told him, I said, I stood the night, and then they told me to talk to Mr. Hunt, and I went to go talk to Mr. Hunt, and Mr. Hunt told me, well, you're going to have to wait a week. And I was distraught. I couldn't wait a week, so I ended up talking to Dre, and then within 2 days I was in there. And I can tell you, changing my life is just so awesome. I wish I could go out there and touch somebody and let them know that Jesus is the way to go. There's no other way. I mean, if you're going to be doing drugs the rest of your life, you're just going to end up in jail or 6 feet under. So, Jesus is the way to go.
All right. Well, Louis, thank you. God bless. Thank you for sharing that story.
Thank you.
And this is where your donations really help others. Imagine not having a place to live in a strange land, and, through the help of people listening right now, you can make a difference. BoiseRM.org, or stop by and give some pennies.
Please come down and see us. Let us introduce you to some more folks that you're helping. Love to tell you more about the kids program. This is a big deal. We have about 500 guests a night right now in our 4 shelters right here in your own cities, Nampa and Boise. Thank you so much.
More in a minute. Traffic and weather together. KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM, 580 AM. Good morning, Dave. Larry, we appreciate that. Coming up, we'll hear from Dave Petzo. We'll also have our friend Lars Larson joining us. And can't wait to hear what Lars has to say about the issues that matter to you. This is Miller's Mission Week, the spring edition. We're broadcasting live from the Nampa Walmart on Garrity and Franklin. Stop by. We'll be here. You'll see you'll hear some of the contenders that swing in, and we look forward to that. Whether it's Terry from State College, Pennsylvania, whether it's Liberty Linda's in Utah now. Tea Party Bob, in his last Treasure Valley appearance, he'll be joining us as well. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about, vaccinations as well. And then you've got this Republican who says it's time to impeach the president. I don't know really what he's smoking or why he would say that, but we will get your thoughts. Remember, we are in Napa, but we still continue to take your phone calls about the issues that matter to you, Treasure Valley, right here on KIDO Talk Radio, your home for Fox News at the top of the hour. And if you missed it yesterday, Pete Buttigieg had a chance to be interviewed by Chris Wallace. We'll give you those thoughts coming up as well. Kevin Miller, good morning.